Hi there, welcome back to Scrap and Coffee. So I'm going to start on the cover for our December daily project. And I have this idea in my head and there's only one way for me to find out if it's going to work. That's just by doing it. So I've prepared several pieces and we'll see how it goes. So first you're gonna have to cut your two pieces of chipboard to size. What I've done is I've cut the smallest size first and then the larger size. So we have two pretty large scrap pieces that we perhaps can use for something else. So I've punched some holes in this one, but this is the back cover. I'm going to talk about that later. We are going to start with the front cover. And I've drawn a frame on here. So what I've done is I've determined the center of the piece with my ruler. I just measured it, made a little cross there, and then on the long side I've measured 2 3/4 of an inch to the side from that center point towards both sides, and on this side I've measured 1 3/4 from that center point, and then used my T-ruler to draw those lines on there. So we get a nice frame. And I'm going to cut out that middle frame there. So I'm going to do this best that I can. It's always fun to cut chipboard by hand, but yeah. So I'm just wondering, maybe it will help me a little bit. This is what I start doing with my cardstock. Maybe it will help me with the chipboard as well. And I've been thinking long and hard about this, and I'm having a little bit of trouble making up my mind. So with my ruler I will go over like twice and then I will do the rest by hand, but first I'm going to go all around. So I turn it around and then just see, I need to clean up the corners a little bit so that I'm completely true on both sides. Okay, that's out. Again, I'm not throwing it away. I don't think I will be using it in this project, but just clean up the corner a little bit there. Watch your fingers. Okay, so that is out. Then, and I didn't prepare it, but I'm going to get some scrap pieces in here from the pages, and I'm going to cut 1 inch strips, or maybe I'll do 1 1/4. Let's do 1 1/4. So this is a 12 inch by something piece, and I'm just cutting strips on the long side, on the 12 inch side, 1 1/4. I think 2 will be enough, so let's see how far we get with 2. And then I'm going to score them down the middle. So that is at 5/8 of an inch. What I will do is get that, yeah, let's do it like that. So you could also do a 1 inch strip, that will be fine actually. And then I just get my 3/8 inch roll tape You can cover this whole thing with tape, but I'm just going for what I provided in the kit as much as I can. So just placing on the bumpy side some tape along the cut edge, and then you could do another strip in the middle. Maybe I will do a 1/4 inch strip in the middle to cover up the score line. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick burnish. And then I am getting a bone folder. Now I like to use this one because it's this is from Cricut. This has a really thin edge, and I can use that to get the strip in the corner there. So what is it that I'm going to do? I'm going to place these strips on the inside of the frame to clean up the edge. Like that. And then I think I want to cut this strip a little shorter. So I can, yeah, I'm going to stop about, let me see, how far are we gonna go with one strip? No, I'll just do it like this. I'm going to place the first strip completely. I'm going to start around the middle part here, somewhat there. Yeah, let's just remove this tape backing. We'll see. If you have a really good way of doing this, then I'm just figuring it out as I'm going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to line up the score line with the chipboard edge. So it's like a little bit of a fight on what's the best way of doing this. I'm not sure. I don't do this very often, so maybe fold it in a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Maybe I should not have removed the tape backing completely, but so I'm going to use this one to really push that strip in that corner. And then I just try my best, and it's hard for me to show you on camera, but to align that score line with the edge. Again, really push it in there best I can. I'm sorry if my head is in camera, I'm just trying to see that score line there. Again, push that in there. So now before I go any further, I'm going to get my scissors, and we've created the fold here. And what we want to do is cut from one side of the fold towards your corner and do the same thing on the other side of the fold. And then you can pull that over like that. And we can also fold this one over, but maybe we want to do the same thing on this side. So from one side of the fold, cut towards your corner, and from the other side, pull that down. And now this piece we can fold over. And we will burnish that later on. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Maybe you want to pinch your fold a little bit so you can see it better. can fold that one over. And then I burnish this strip on here. The other side. And then we are going to use the other strip to clean it up. Now also before you place your tape, you could also measure like how long does your strip need to be and then save on your tape. So what I am going to do is, am I going to overlap it a little bit so I don't have an edge? Maybe I will do that. Yeah, I'm going to start in my, because I've ended here very close, I'm just going to start in the corner and I'm going to angle the strip there. And then I am going to measure roughly to where it's going to go. How much do I need? But it doesn't want to stay in place, of course. So about there. Then I have some overlapping. Am I going to cut this by hand? Yeah. So on this side I'm going to angle my strip to reduce the bulk a little bit. Just remove the tape backing. And then I'm just going to start in that corner there. And again, I'm doing the same thing. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this one first. So my next step is going to be to cut a piece of pattern paper. Now in this phase you want to have decided on what pattern paper you are using for your cover. And for the front cover I've decided to go with this pattern out of the collection. So the red flowers, and this is the back side of that. I'm going to cut it an inch larger than my chipboard piece. So I have ½ inch of overlapping on all 4 of my sides. So I'm going to cut that to size. So I want to see this pattern when I'm done. So what I will be doing is I'm going to place it on here and eyeball that border. And I'm not sticking it down at this moment, but something like that. And then I will be marking the corners of my frame. There, I think that's the best way to go. Get my ruler and my pencil. Let me see, this is the actual, that's the actual frame. But I want to have it 1/8 of an inch larger. So I've pinched the corners of the frame. I draw the lines. I connected those punches actually, and now I'm going to draw a frame 1/8 of an inch outwards from that pencil line. Okay, I'm going to erase that inner line for myself so I don't mess up. So I just drawn the frame 1/8 of an inch larger on all 4 sides than the actual frame in the chipboard. And now what I'm going to do is draw a line from that frame 1/2 inch inwards. So I'm just lining it up. And I'm just going to, I think it's really hard to see for you guys on camera. Maybe I should do it with wide. Okay, let me see. So what I did is I punched the holes. They are here, 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 and there. Then I've marked the frame 1 inch larger on all 4 sides. Like that, and then I've drawn a line 1/2 inch inwards from that actual frame, and that's where we are going to make our first cuts on that inner frame. So on these lines that's what I'm going to cut out right now. So again, I just punch those corners. Knife and ruler. You can also use your paper trimmer for this, of course. Trying to do it pretty neat, but we are going to fold on this. So if you're off a little bit, don't worry about it too much. Okay, so that is out. I save that because I'm crazy like that. And then I'm going to cut from the corner here to the corner there. No, let's first score on that. Get a scoring tool or a bone folder, something, because I don't think I am really going to do this in my scoreboard. I don't think I can. Well, I can, because I know this is my 6-inch line, and then I'm going 1/2 inch in. Can I score here? Yes. So I just lined it up in my scoreboard, but yeah, make sure that you're able. And actually, I should score on the other side, but then I don't see what I'm doing, so that's fine. Again, there. So now I'm scoring on the outer frame. So I have that black line here at my 6 inches. What I do is I line up my piece in there where I'm no longer able to see that score groove, how do you call that? And then I can score there on that line. And then I do the same thing there. Okay. think this gives a little bit of a better score line than when you do it on your work surface. So now I'm going to cut from the corner here to the corner there. You can also do that with your scissors. There we go. So next step is we are going to fold on those score lines. Now normally I would fold towards the bumpy side, but not this time. This time we are going to fold towards the other side. But I just like to pre-fold that then. I don't know why. Because folding towards your dented side stresses out the cardstock a little bit more. And then we can glue that down. But before I glue it down, I'm just going to make sure that I did this pretty okay. I did, although maybe my border is a little bit too large because I can see those corners a little bit. That's not too pretty, but I can live with that. What about this side? Yeah, that's going to be the same. I can live with that. We won't be seeing that. So I'm going to glue this 1/2 inch down on itself, actually on the same piece of paper. And I just like to do it like this and not just cut out the frame, because I think I just like that nice clean edge there. So before I'm sticking this down, I've also got a piece of acetate, quite roughly, well not roughly, I measured it of course, but I gave myself a good border. And I'm going to use the 1/4 inch tape around the perimeter of the acetate. So at this point I can decide for myself, like, is there a side that I like better for the front or the back, but I don't think it really matters. So remove the tape backing. And I'm placing it on here in a way where I have a nice border on all 4 sides away from my frame without showing tape. So when I place this on here, I'm not seeing any tape. Burnish on your tape carefully. And my piece of acetate is really static, so I need to do something about that, but also need to clean it a little bit. And I will do the inside in a minute. So now we are going to place this on here. And for that I am going to use tape, and I have a lot of glare, so I do need to get my head in the camera here and there to see what I'm doing. But I'm going to turn this piece over and get some tape in here. Let's do the 1/4 inch. You can also use the 3/8 inch tape, and we can go close to the edge of your inner frame, but make sure you're not going over. And you want to go along the outside edge of your chipboard. And what I will also do is place a strip in between. Fill it in a little bit. So I've given this all a good burnish. I'm removing the tape backing from my chipboard piece, just all of it. And then I think I need to burnish this. Remove it from your piece of patterned paper. And now, let's see, there's not really a right and wrong side on this. I think I'm going for this. But if you do have a paper that is directional, make sure you have it in the right direction. I want to have that on top. I want to have my overlapping of my strip on top because I think I'm going to hide it with some decorations there. Now carefully aiming for a nice even border around that frame, I'm going to drop it on there. And burnish it. And also turn it around. And then I'm going to wrap this piece of chipboard here with the pattern paper. So in order to do so, I'm going to create some score lines around the edge of the chipboard on all 4 sides. I'm going to pre-fold on that carefully. I really hope this is not going to crack on me. We'll see. And now I am going to place some tape, and I think if I just place some tape on the cardstock and combine it with some wet glue, I'll be fine. And because I don't have a really large border, I'm going to go with 1/4 inch tape. Just close to the cut edge. And now we are going to miter these corners. So in this case I'm just eyeballing it, but you want to make sure that you have about 1/8 of an inch space between your chipboard corner and your cut on your cardstock. And you're just cutting at an angle. Make sure that you have a little bit of space there left. So I'm going to start on the long side. I'm going to get my wet glue in here as well. Let's remove this tape backing here. I'm placing some glue along the edge of the chipboard. That's what I always do, and then just going over it a little bit extra. And then just get one more different bone folder in here. I like to use this one when it's so small. So I'm just carefully taking my time. Work the fibers of the cardstock because I really don't want this to crack on me. It's on there. That's one side. Okay, so those both long sides are done. Now we are going to tuck in that little overhang of cardstock that we have here. You want to fold it inwards and make it flat. And you are going to do that on both sides. And then again, I'm just combining it with some wet glue. Not too much. And then just check your corner. Might want to clean it up, but it's quite okay there. Okay, so again I'm going to tuck this in. So now what I was thinking is in your sheet with 6x4 cut aparts, this one, I really like the back as well, but I think I'm going to place this inside the frame with some glitter. And I have, where did I put it? A 2020 thing. And I'm kind of like, am I going to glue that down or if I'm just going to let that loose in there? I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So for this one, you will get your numbers. You will get them. And what I did with them is I stuck them down on a scrap piece of black cardstock. And then I fuzzy cut around it, but I like to do that with a pencil. I just draw around it with the pencil. Just roughly, you know, how you want to cut it out. So all around, and then I cut that out. And I also did that on the inside between the letters, like that. But you can do this however you want to do this. If you even want to do it, of course. So then I've cut it out. With the outside I just fuzzy cut it, the inside I did with my craft knife, and then I got my white gel marker, this one, and I just draw that line on the edges to give it a little bit more definition. But you can do that however you like to do. You can use those letters in every way you like to use them, or don't use them, but you have them in the kit, so yeah, take your advantage of that. And then we also have the foam stickers. And what I think I want to do is put Merry Christmas on the front. And I was doubting between the Merry Christmas and the Hello December. Because it's a December daily, and then you can also use the Hello Christmas when it's actually Christmas in your December daily. But to me it also feels kind of like a Christmas album, so we can also do the fa la 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 la. Yeah, you can do anything that you want on this front cover, of course. But I think I will go for the Merry Christmas. Yeah, but I think I like that card in there, so I'm going to cut that out. So now let's see, what is my border? Oh, I think that's fine. I think what I'm going to do is just place some 1/4 inch tape here around the frame and then stick it on top, and I will see if I have any overhang of tape. We are still going to cover this up as well, so that's not a big deal. Yes, so before I can stick that down, I need to get the stuff in here that I want to have in there. So I need to decide, like, do I want to have this loose or do I want to have it stuck down? Then I would stuck it down on the card. Stick it down on the card. Okay, wait. I'm going to get these stickers out here because I need to make up my mind. Okay, make sure you don't rip it because it's pretty fragile. If I have that there without sticking it down too much. Oh my gosh, this is so fragile. So that's what that will be. I think I like it. I think it will feel weird if you put it in the top corner. Yeah, that's a little bit weird to me. I can put it there. I'm going to glue it down there. think for me it's better if it's glued down. You can also just have it loose in there. Something like that. So you will cover up the image a little bit, but I don't mind. Okay, then before I put something in here, I need to work on the static. So I'm using a dryer sheet, but be very careful when you use a dryer sheet because it can damage your cardstock, leave little scratches. So be careful, but it does get rid of the static. So and then I'm just going to throw the little bottle with glitter in here. For me it doesn't have to be filled up too much. Okay, let's get some tape on here. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these sort of shaker elements because I always think in my head it's going to look great, and then when it's done I'm not always happy with it, so I don't know. Okay, I don't want this to... Maybe I should have put the tape on before I did the glitter in there. I also have a strong hate for glitter because it's always everywhere. Everywhere where you don't want it to be. Okay, so again, think about the direction of your piece. Now this is my top, this is my bottom. I have my card here. So I'm going to turn it around and stick it on there, hopefully straight. And make sure that that frame is closed and nothing is able to come out. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a piece of black cardstock here on the inside to cover it up, that I can decorate in any way that I like. See, and I still, even though I did the anti-static thing, I still have quite the static there, but it's kind of festive, so don't mind too much. This I am going to see how this is going to hold up, because I also don't want to smoosh wet glue all over the acetate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I noticed that the glitter is also sticking a little bit between the acetate and the edge there, but I don't, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to got a piece of black cardstock to go on there to finish that off, because I have some tape showing and I just want to get that cleaned up now. Okay, so I cut that piece of cardstock, but I just recall we have to wait with that because we have to attach our spine first on the inside, and then we can cover that construction up with this piece as well. So first we have to do that. However, I think it will be a second video for the rest of the cover, because it's going to be a very long video otherwise. So for now I'm going to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in part 2 of the cover. Bye bye!